Well, this is John Black, super chemist. We're here talking about porn in elementary schools. You can see this kid right here. Look how he's a kid.
He's undoing my belt. I'm reaching into his bedside drawer for a condom.
Yep, that's real.
A good handy is all about the wrist action. Rub the head of his back and forth with your hand.
Yeah, that's all in here too.
After a bit, a person's becomes moist and slippery.
And sadly, this is real too, including multiple different sex positions. It, truth be told,
You know, these are just a couple examples of these people going to city councils, meaning the city government, school council, where the PTA meetings and that type of thing. These people get up and try to read these books that are given to 5-year-olds, and they are told that they can't read these books because they're inappropriate, even though they're in an adult setting with a city council or a school council. Everyone's an adult, but it's too graphic for them, so they kick them out. A few sentences. That's why they only show you a couple sentences, because after a couple sentences they kick them out. Say, oh, that's not appropriate. But why is it appropriate for 5-year-olds if it's not appropriate for grown adults?
He's undoing my belt. I'm reaching into his bedside drawer for a condom.
yep, that's real.
A good handy is all about the wrist action. Rub the head of his back and forth with your hand.
Yeah, that's all in here too.
After a bit, a person's becomes moist and slippery.
And sadly, this is real too, including multiple different sex positions.
They are not pornography at all. An age-appropriate, well-researched means for kids to understand themselves and their bodies.
The book's in question, Here and Queer. It's not the stork, it's perfectly normal. This book is gay, sex, and all boys aren't blue.
I wish I had these books 40 years ago.
No one from Citizens Defense.
As you saw, I bought two. Bad.
Question is, should we ban books in public schools?
Absolutely, 100% no.
No.
No, I don't think anything should be banned.
A few moments later.
We'll have a foreskin, play with it, slip a finger between it, and glance. Maybe not.
Apply broad pressure to the outside of the entrance. Circle your butthole. Okay, no, kids maybe should not be reading this.
I honestly have no idea why there's this much controversy about school.
The book is called It's Perfectly Normal, but to some parents, it's not perfectly normal to let their preteen kids read it without parent approval.
I just think it's not right for young kids.
Ross is a concerned parent who doesn't like what he found in a book about sexual health available for checkout at his daughter's Covington Middle School.
There is a line drawn between informing someone about their ever-changing body and teaching them how to masturbate. Hell, page 9 of this book, here we have, I'm not going to show it for too long because obviously I don't want this video taken down, but we have a woman straddling this man, riding him. We got 2 lesbians scissoring, and then we have a gay couple doing anal. On the next chapter, page 11, we get into straight, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, questioning, and plus. And it talks all about that. And it's like, again, there's one thing to teach a child about puberty, but it's another to have to explain all this, which most of this data is biased and honestly wrong, in my opinion, as a gay man. Like, the definition of gay, a person who is gay is someone who is sexually attracted to people of the same sex or gender. I'm sorry, that's wrong. That's not what the definition of gay is. The definition of gay is someone who's attracted to the same sex. Full stop. Sex. Sexuality, sex, male, female, penis, vagina. Like, you're not gonna say, oh, it includes gender, and also in the same book say that anybody can pick whatever gender they want to be. There's a difference in teaching a kid, like, hey, you may get a random boner, it's a muscle, it contracts, yada yada yada, versus actually teaching a kid how to masturbate. On page 51, where you got the graphic of the 2 kids going on at it, when people masturbate, they usually rub their... Why? This is a book, y'all, in schools. When people masturbate, they usually rub their sex organs with their hands or with something soft like a pillow. Girls often rub their clitoris. Boys often rub their penis. Both the clitoris and the penis are sensitive to touch. Eyeshadow is purple.
This is a book that is inclusive, not divisive. And, children are especially harmed when they're not made to feel celebrated and validated for who they are.
So that was Katie Renderly, because it's meant for ages 5 through 8, and it's all about being non-binary. We'll just read the back of the book real quick. My dad has a shadow that's blue as a berry, and my mom's is as pink as a blossoming cherry. There's only those choices, a 2 or a 1, but mine is quite different. It's both and it's none. Like everybody, a heartwarming and inspiring book about being true to yourself by best-selling children's book creator Scott Stewart. This story considers gender beyond binary and is a vibrant spectrum of color. They're 5. Leave them alone.
Notice that this book, it doesn't teach that you should be inclusive, and some people are different. What they're teaching is that everybody's non-binary. Everyone in the world. And we should all join in the non-binary army or whatever. It's not, at the end of the book tells it all. Because if it was about, tolerance and that, there would be one kid that's non-binary because it's not that common or whatever to be trans or non-binary, and non-binary basically, and you'll hear it's basically just personality. Well, I'm non-binary because I'm a feminine male. Well, maybe you're just a man that's a feminine male. Why do you have to be non-binary if you don't, fall into these stereotypes of what a man and a woman is? Like, why can't a man just be feminine and not be trans or not be non-binary? Why do they have to be non-binary? But at the end of the book, it's not just one kid was non-binary and everyone said, oh, we include you, we love you. No, it was, oh, you're non-binary, I'm non-binary too, me too, oh, me too. And then a whole class is non-binary. Really? That's about tolerance? Because it sounds like it's about brainwashing everyone to think they're non-binary.
Let's go through some of this book, y'all, because what really threw me off was the ending. The book is just about this little boy who likes doing boy things and girl things, so he's like, I'm not a boy or a girl anymore, that means my shadow's purple, like blending the blue and the pink. Which is frustrating because in the book, it even contradicts itself, because it says, some tell me I'm blue and only blue can be strong, but my mom's strong too, so I think that they're wrong. Some tell me I'm pink because pink is most caring, but my dad's always caring, loving, and sharing. So that alone should tell you right then and there that you can be whatever you want to be. You don't have to subscribe to what other people are saying. Like, you can be a boy because you are a boy. You have a penis. You can be a boy and still like feminine things. You can be a woman and still be a strong leader. Like, that's not... Your color shouldn't stop you from being you. Like, am I alone? Am I going crazy about that? But yeah, then the book just goes on to talk about the kid and how he likes boy things and girl things and how, he wants to go to the school dance in this, like, dress suit combo. And the mom made the skirt and the dad made the suit. And so he goes to the school dance in his dress and he's all embarrassed and sad because he feels like he's alone. But then when he goes to leave, the kids are like, wait, no, come back. My shadow's yellow. And then all the other kids are like, wait a minute now. Who wants to join us? There's room here to stand. At first, no one's moved, and then there's a hand in the air. My shadow's as brown as a grizzly bear. And all of a sudden, the girl that had on the dress has on a suit now. This man done convinced his whole class to be non-binary. And then you got everybody. My shadow's red, silver, green, violet, orange, aquamarine. Like, they just gotten rid of just being a boy and being a girl. They're like, oh, let's have fun, all dance together. We're everything. Like, they're literally 5. Leave the kids alone. Why are we trying to convince the whole classroom that they're all non-binary? When in the book, you just said that men and women can switch roles. They can, like, be fluid, because gender, no one's, like, 100% man, 100% woman. We all have personalities. That's what we're talking about here. Your personality is you like boy things and girl things, but you're still a boy. It's not a hard concept to follow. Let's hear what the teacher had to say.
I sat down and I read My Shadow is Purple, and students just engaged in the book with me. And then we discussed, the message that they received. That's what our conversation really was focusing on, is the power of not only embracing your unique differences and abilities, but then valuing those in others and learning from those. That was on a Wednesday, and by Friday morning I received an email from a parent, and my principal came into the room asking me to see the book. She walked into my room and asked if she could see the book My Shadow is Purple. I remember,
I guarantee you one little kid went home and was like, Mommy, I'm not a boy or a girl.
I said, oh, absolutely, it's a great book. So I went and got the book and I handed it to her, and she took it and left. A little bit later, a few hours later, I had planning period, and I received an email from my principal to come to her office to discuss the book. And through that discussion during my planning time is when I was made aware that a parent had complained. This is about a picture book that is celebrating and validating, the beautiful differences in students. The parent named...
The book is about confusing children and making the whole classroom think that they're not a boy or a girl. That's what the book's about. Don't play with people's children, y'all. I'm telling you. If that book wants to live at a public library or a public, like a Barnes & Noble, whatever. You want to read that to your kid, yourself, your parent, do you. But teachers shouldn't be reading this to children, and that should not be found in schools. That teacher...
Tense moments and heated exchanges at Dearborn School Board meeting Thursday night as parents, residents, and community stakeholders sounded off on LGBTQ books in the district's library system.
This book is insane. It's called This Book is Gay. It's by but this does not need to be in high schools or middle school, any of it at all. Some of the things that didn't make sense at all was like on page 20, you have this diagram of, are you male, are you female, are you unsure, non-binary, but it kind of like routes you down if you're gay, straight, asexual, bi, curious, but the routing doesn't make sense. And towards the end of the book, that's where shit hits the fan. I mean, we're talking about Grindr, how sex app works, how to download it, what people use it for, the pros of getting a sex app. There's how to use Grindr when we know that Grindr is infamously known for the predatory behavior that's on the app.
The FBI says these recent arrests happened when the suspects were surfing on the website Grindr.
Collier County man is in jail after deputies say he sexually assaulted a teenager he met on an app called Grindr.
Like, hello, and for those unaware, real quick, Grindr is a gay hookup app, essentially. You go on the app, and then it has like little grids, and it's just like all the gay people around you who are looking to get their rocks off. And that's a video for another topic, because it's honestly hitting the fan too, because now you're having trans men joining the app. So it's not even just penises on the gay app anymore, it's also including, women playing dress up. And not only does it go into how to download the sex apps, but it also goes into how to have sex with a man and how women have sex with women. I mean, hand jobs, blow jobs, fingering, scissoring, it goes into all of it. I mean, I'll just read y'all this passage. A good handy... This is in middle schools, y'all. A good handy is all about that wrist action. Rub the head of his cock back and forth with your hand. Try different speeds and pressures until he responds positively. A bad handy is grasping a penis and shaking it like a ketchup bottle. Blowjobs. As with hand jobs and breakfast eggs, all men like their blowjobs served in different ways. It's more about sucking than you are blowing. You're not... See, letting the guy come in your mouth is a safe sex. No, get away from the volcano before it erupts. Why is this in middle schools? Like, need I say more? This is not about hating gay people. This is just not wanting these manuals in our elementary schools, middle schools, and high schools. Nick and Charlie. Now, this book, Nick and Charlie, by Alice Oseman, best-selling author of Heartstopper and Loveless. But, he's pulling off my t-shirt and laughing. He's undoing my belt. I'm reaching the bedside drawer for a condom. We're kissing over again. We're both fucking terrified, and we're getting excited, and we're just keep moving, and he's saying my name over and over again, and yeah, that section doesn't need to be in the book at all. Jump right into it because it got a lot of graphic genderqueer.
Parents are pushing the school board now to immediately remove a book from school libraries. The book is called Genderqueer.
This book, let's just jump right into it.